Habari ya asubuhi. Boom. Habari ya asubuhi. Get it on.
You forgot your cover on the back.
No, actually, I took it down.
Okay.
Yep. Took it down. So clean up a little bit. Got to take care of this stuff over here on this side. A little bit. No. Yep. So glad to see you this morning, or hear you this morning. I hope you're feeling better. You feeling better?
Pretty well. I'm still feeling a bit sick, but I'm alright.
Good. Good. Glad you're working through it. That's often the best way to do it. Good morning, Samir, Aza, Story, Kennedy, and Samad and Dream. Are you there? Ola, Sala, and Kadira, are you there? We wear the mask. That's what y'all are inspiring this morning. Mm-hmm. All righty. Since y'all have inspired it, let's make it happen. All righty. Dream. Oh, good morning, Anu. Would you read this, please? It's a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar.
Sure.
Read it like a poem, like you're performing it, please.
Okay. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human
guile.
Okay, I'll make sure. Guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile. And mouth with myriad?
Myriad.
Okay, that's me. I can't read from this one. Myriad subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but O great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask.
Does
that mean we keep our cameras off?
Pardon me?
Does that mean we can keep our cameras off?
No. This is a tribute to those people who had their cameras off. It reminded me of this Paul Laurence Dunbar poem. Paul Laurence Dunbar was a great African American poet of the 19th century and some into the early 20th century. And so you were masked. Asala is still wearing the mask. Of course, I know you're wearing the mask is not about the same thing that he's talking about. It just reminded me of the poem.
I sent you a message.
We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes.
Can y'all see that?
This debt that we pay to human guile.
All right. What is this poem about? Dream? You read it?
Maybe like feeling all these feelings inside, but wearing a mask to cover it up.
Mm-hmm. And so clearly, that's that. What do you think he's talking about, Asala?
Maybe having like two intentions and feelings within a mask.
What human guile? This is y'all when you're going to be interpreting a poem, you go to what the words are. Okay, like what are the words that are that are there? All right, and so I'll let you listen to this person again. It's just a random person. I don't not let's listen to it again and let's look at it. It's a short poem. What do you think he's talking about? What is the human guile that he's talking about?
My first poem would be We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt that we pay to human guile, with torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We sing, but oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We smile, but oh the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise while we wear the mask. Thank you.
All right. So, what do you think he's talking about? Who is they? What's human guile?
There, I think he's talking about white people, and that's in guile. Just like being cunning.
Did y'all look up the word guile?
Guile.
Sneaky.
I don't know. It seems like guilt.
Look it up. Everybody, look it up. Okay. And while you're looking it up, who is we? We wear the mask. Who do you think he's talking about? We got a we and we got a they, and we got the world.
Us, like I guess African people.
Okay, us as African people, you believe. Who they is? All I said is white people. All right. So, does that, if you assume that, does it make it clear to you? What's grins and lies?
Talking about there that we shouldn't let the white people see who we like truly are, maybe.
That's right. We may be pissed off. How you doing today? Fine, sir. Just fine. You gonna help me get across this river so I can put down those rebellious Africans and Arawaks? Yes, sir. I sure am. Till I get you in the middle of the river. We wear the mask that grins and lies, hides our cheeks, shades our eyes. We pay the debt to human guile. What is guile? What y'all found?
I looked it up. It said sly or cunning intelligence.
I got the same thing.
Okay. We pay the debt, that is, to this kind of cunning. That is, we don't want to do this. All right. How do you know we don't want to do this? One, it's a debt. Okay. So it's not good That is, we don't want to be inauthentic. We believe we have to be, based on the situation, inauthentic. How do you know? In addition to debt, with torn and bleeding hearts, that's where we live, okay? We smile and mouth with myriad subtleties. What is myriad? Look it up if you don't know. Come on. You can look it up in 10 seconds. Some of you 5, y'all bad. Get them fingers going. That's one of the advantages of being in this medium. Come on, what you got it?
I saw a countless or extremely great number.
Okay, so right. So with torn and bleeding hearts. So we smile with torn and bleeding hearts, which means, yeah, it's not where we live, okay? It's what we have to do. And whose mouth with myriad subtleties? Their mouths or our mouths? Come on now. Adai, are you in this game? Or are you checking out, listening to something else? Dream, Amir, y'all jump in the game. Samad? Hours, yes, hours. That is, you're wearing the mask, so you smile and you have your lips be in different kinds of ways. Yes, sir. Very good, sir. You want me to take you into the river to get across, to get those, rebellious Africans? Sure, I will, sir. Myriad subtleties. You hold your mouth. Because sometimes, people can tell your real intentions if you don't hold your mouth right. Okay? Your parents ever, picked up what you were really feeling because of the way you were holding your mouth? They might even tell you don't hold your mouth like that. Right? Maybe your parents don't do that. Maybe I'm old school. I knew, did your mother ever determine? There you go. So guess what? If you're gonna wear the mask, you can't just, it's gotta be the whole thing, right? Why should the world be overwise? So this is in early 20th century. We can look up the exact date. So it reminds me of folks now talking about overstand, right? As opposed to understand, right? Overwise, all right? Prefigured it. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? So why should white folks know about our sadness? Why would he take such a position? Don't you think it's good for us to let our people who are born enemies at that point? You may change your mind now, but clearly this is how, in terms of their treatment of us. So it says, nay. So do you think it's a good idea to say, white people, we're hurting so bad? Don't you know we're hurting? Y'all hurting us. Why don't y'all stop hurting us? Please, 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 pretty please, stop hurting us.
I don't know much about this, but I like to fight like in tournaments and stuff. Mm-hmm. And when we're fighting, we learn that even if you're tired, the more you show you're tired, the harder the opposite is going to fight.
Exactly. And that's right.
So you can't show your pain, otherwise they're going to jump on you.
That's right. That's right. When you're in a fight. Were we in a fight? All right, look up this poem. And when was it written? It's called We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. You got 60 seconds, 30 if you can do it. Jump in the game and catch you. All right. I miss you, Kennedy, Amir, and Dream. Samad, you got your charger?
It was first published in 1896.
Yes, Dream, I got your message. First published in what?
1896.
1896. Okay. How many years is that since the end of Reconstruction? Everybody jump on that. The end of Reconstruction. Yes, I knew.
I got 1913 when it was published.
You got this published in 1913. Okay. Let's solve the riddle. Is it 13 or 96? Somebody else should be corroborating it. What you got, Story?
I said I got 1896.
You got 1896. Okay.
19 years since the end of the
so all right. So when was
I got the same two.
Which is the same one? What? There are two on the table.
Oh, 1896.
1896.
1896. Okay. And when is the end of Reconstruction?
1877.
1877. So it's 19 years later. Okay. Now, do you think? Do you understand? At the end of Reconstruction, there was a reign of white terror. You know anything about that? That is, all right. During Reconstruction, all right, right after the Civil War, or at the end of the Civil War, your ancestors, with the help of the Northern troops, and I say it like that as opposed to the other way around, had kicked the Southerners, white Southerners' butts, right? Do y'all know that? You know that you fought and won your freedom. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the North, won its economic base, its Southern economic base. That's what they got. What you got is your freedom. With that, you were able to vote, and you voted yourselves in office. Okay. With that, you were leading in the Senate in many Southern states. With that, you started creating public schools. You started creating different things. So Black people were powerful, just as citizens. Okay. And part of the transition, there were federal troops who were stationed in the South to protect us against any white resurgence. Okay. That was going on for 10 years. That was from 65 to 77, so close to 12 years. All right. And it's a tremendous period to begin to see what Black people were doing. Some Black people were on those 40 acres on a mule on that property and was growing that. Okay. And was, we're kicking butt. And white Southerners didn't like it. But Black troops, I want you to understand, Black troops were still stationed as federal troops to protect us. Right? Well, with Reconstruction, the end of Reconstruction, Rutherford B. Hayes, write the name down. Rutherford B. Hayes. Rutherford B. Hayes. Because Rutherford B. dead would be good enough for me. But Rutherford B. Hayes was the president. And he issued a compromise to the white Southerners and said, we're going to remove all federal troops and y'all can have your way. And so Black people who were in the Senate died. This is in your W.B. Du Bois's book, right after the general strike, where he starts talking about South Carolina and the other states. And so white people would literally, now that we no longer have protection of our soldiers, then there's this reign of terror to put us back in our place. Okay. There are the Jim Crow laws. First it's called the Black Codes. So essentially creating laws that would reenact captivity, but under a different name. Do y'all understand? Okay. So it is this time period in which Paul Laurence Dunbar is writing. Okay. So it is clear that these are our enemies. It's clear that given that we cannot, in many situations, be our true selves. Now, it didn't mean we didn't remember or know who our true selves are. See, you wear the mask is different than you become the mask. Okay? And some of us have forgotten that we wear the mask and have become the mask. Let's finish reading, and we'll just we smile, but oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. What does that line mean? How do you interpret that? Malcolm, are you in school, or are you still talking to your grandmother?
I'm trying to be in school, but somebody's talking while I'm trying to listen.
Okay, now if you talk about your grandmother, you don't say somebody. You know what I'm saying? You always want to be respectful.
I don't want to point any fingers.
No, that's fine. You want to be respectful. So if you need to say, my grandmother needs to talk to me right now, then I'll excuse you to do that. There's nobody in this school to you more important than your grandmother. Okay. If you just let me know that my grandmother wants to talk to me, then I'll say, okay. Then as soon as she finishes, then you turn your attention back here. Okay. I got big respect for your grandmother. Okay. She's your primary teacher. I'm secondary. All right.
It just when you're reading the poem, she's asking like who wrote it and stuff.
Good. I'm glad that she's on it. She's helping, with the lesson. So you still on it. All right. Anybody want to interpret? We smile, but oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. Any interpretation of that?
We act like we're happy in spite of all the stuff that happened in our past, all the people who died for us.
Mm-hmm. Their tortured souls and ours. What is it? Tortured souls. What? Captivity, lynching, whipped, beat up. Those are tortured souls. Those that came before us, and the parts of us that had to take it. So our cries go to God, not to the people who mean us no good.
I was watching the video. It was like in the Jim Crow, and they like sprayed like the firefighters water things into them.
Yes, they surely did. And that wasn't enough to stop us, Samir. That's why you can be here. That's why your parents are so powerful. That with all the brutality, then we continued to fight. And the reason they were spraying us is because we were protesting. All right. And we continued to protest. Some militantly, well, all of it was militant, but some militarily and some in other ways. But we were challenging the system of racism. That's what those children were doing. That's what those old folks were doing. In the face of dogs and in the face of brutality, they believed in you and the future for you. So they were willing to do that. Do you understand that, Samir? All right. Now, some of you here, do you realize what I just did? He bought part of the story, which is true, right? That was more like the massacre, right? That was more like they did these things to us. And it's true. Did I deny that? Did I deny that? No, I just
turned it into like a better story.
Well, what did I do? What made it a better story?
You told how we fought back.
Exactly. I told what our determination was. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Always know our story for any part. Because if you just know that story, all right, like even in this poem, what's our power in this poem? In the face of brutality that we can't fight directly. What's the get back? What's the power that he's talking about in this poem?
Lying to them.
The what?
I'm not sure. Maybe like lying to them.
The power of deception. The power of knowing we wear the mask, so you think you know us. Let you think otherwise. We wear the mask. No, we're not going to pray to you for no redemption. It ain't happening. We pray to God for relief and redemption. For you, we wear the mask. All right. Right? We sing. Like we sing our songs. What do you mean? What do you think they mean? The clay. What do you think he means by the clay is vile beneath our feet and along the mile? And that's how it should be read. The clay is vile beneath our feet and along the mile. Or if you want to turn around, beneath our feet and along the mile, the clay is vile. What is it? What is the clay? What are you talking about? What's vile and what's clay? Come on, y'all, interpret. Guess.
Vile is like sick or disgusting.
Okay. Very good. Sick or disgusting.
Clay is something that you mold.
In this case, I don't think so.
I think it's talking about like the dirt.
There you go.
Oh, agriculture.
What'd you say? I got what you said, Ola. I agree with you. What'd you say, Ketchy?
Yeah, like when you said the clay is vile, it's unpleasant to, didn't they have to do some agriculture sometimes in like swamp areas?
It's we. When we talk about African people, it is not they. Okay?
Yeah.
It ain't they. Yes, we did. But that's not what he's talking about. Here, that's really a metaphor. The clay is vile. Okay? We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet and along the mile. Along the mile. What does along the mile mean?
I guess
where we have to walk down, like walk a long way.
Okay. I heard what you said, Ola. What'd you say, Samad?
I said the same thing I said, where we're walking.
We're walking. Yes, we're walking this long journey. Is he talking actually about a particular mile on a particular road?
I don't think so.
All right. Ozzy, you in this game? Is that no? I can't see your face.
I'm still here.
I'm
talking about a particular road.
You said no, he's not talking about a particular road? You're right. He's not talking about a particular road. He's not talking about Auburn Avenue, here, or MLK. How long that road? What's the long road? It's a metaphor. It's a long, long road. The road to where, Anu? The road to where?
The promised land.
Okay, and what's the promised land? And it's not heaven.
Freedom.
I'll give you that ticket. Who said freedom?
Freedom.
Very good, Malcolm. Very good, Kadira. That's the goal. All right. And while the road that we have to is vile, it's evil. We have to walk this road. Okay. And it's a long road to freedom. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. It's a determination that even during really difficult times, and a situation where you cannot be authentic, and so you just get out of my face. You don't lose yourself. You recognize that you need to in order to survive today. It's called retreat. You choose to live today to fight another day. We wear the mask. Paul Laurence Dunbar. Okay. Now, that was inspired by those of you who are wearing the mask today. And hopefully you're not wearing the mask and they're not torn and bleeding hearts behind your not showing your face, Kennedy, okay? Hopefully you don't believe that you have to grin and lie. Anyway, you're doing that just reminded me I'm always wanting to share with you some of your great scholars, writers, creators, artists from yesteryear and today. So now you know. You have it in your notes, right? Paul Laurence Dunbar, right? That's what I'm gonna underline what you need to take away. You need to take away this name, Paul Laurence Dunbar, the name of the poem, We Wear the Mask. Okay. And put in your notes, you know, what this poem essentially means to you. Okay. What do we talk about? Or what do we talk about it meant? All right. You don't have to write the actual poem if you don't want to, or you can if you want to copy it and find it. I'll put the link in the text chat. All right. You should also remember or write in your notes. The poem was published in 1896. Okay. Paul Laurence Dunbar was a great African American poet of the late 19th and early 20th century. That should be there. All right, in your notes. You got that? Yes or no? Thumbs up. Or if you're writing it.
Yes.
All righty. So Amir, when was this poem published?
1896.
Excellent. And when was Reconstruction? When did Reconstruction end? Story.
1877.
Oh, excellent. Malcolm, who was Rutherford B. Hayes?
He was one of those like.
Say what, Malcolm?
He was like one of those white people in like the South.
Actually, he wasn't in the South. Rutherford B. Hayes was the president of the United States, and he cut a deal with the Southern politicians. Okay?
Oh.
All right, to remove the protection of Black people, the federal troops, essentially to disarm our soldiers and other federal folks, federal troops. Another question. Now I'm asking you these questions, and Malcolm will ask you a question. Then you need to write that question in your notes and write the answer down. Okay. When is it appropriate to wear the mask? Kadira?
When you retreat, and that is when you, I guess, go along to survive another day.
Okay. You go along to choose to survive, to fight another day, not just live another day. Okay. That means you're not going to fight today overtly, straight out, but you're going to choose to retreat. Now, retreat, and this is something I do want you in your notes. There's a difference between retreat and surrender. What is it? What's the difference?
Retreating is strategy used in battle to gather yourself so that you can fight again. And surrender is when you give up.
Indeed, surrender is you give up. All right, and so when you need to retreat, in this case, they retreated behind the smiles. Sure, we're gonna help you capture those unruly Africans and Arawaks. Sure, you're right. Now you know what I'm referring to when I say that, right? We covered it yesterday. What am I saying when I'm referring to? Sure, we're gonna help you catch those other unruly Africans and Native Americans.
We're not going to help you.
No, what I'm referring to is Montanza.
Oh.
Those Africans who said they would help the soldiers, the Spanish soldiers, to get across the river so they could go after those rebellious Africans and Arawaks and Caribs. They wore the mask, didn't they? Didn't they wear the mask?
Yep.
I guess.
Well, they had to pretend that they were helping them. Kennedy. They weren't going to say, no, we're not going to help you, dogs, whatever. No, then they would have attacked them. It's like, oh, you just like the ones we're running after. Oh, y'all are here. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So they were not in a position, so they wore the mask. They retreated. long enough to get folks to trust them and get into the river. Or we're going to Matanza in Cuba. There's a difference between wearing the mask. There's a difference between retreat and surrender. Amir, I'm glad to see the top of your head. I'd like to see more. Thank you very much. And Dream, I got your message, and I can't wait. I can't wait. This star is lit. Okay. All right. One more. My first Paul Laurence Dunbar poem, and the first time. Are you seeing my? Oh, let me just do it. Boom. Boom. Sure, Kennedy, just 1 second. We'll have time for both. Just finishing up this Paul Laurence Dunbar set. Okay, please, here it is.
Mother to Son by Langston Hughes.
Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. All right. So we're gonna let it be because that's not the one that I'm looking for, and it's not quite what I want. So I apologize for that. I'll find it for another day.
Grandma says, is it the one about little brown baby with sparkling eyes?
Would you put your grandmother on and ask her to tell us that poem, what she knows of that poem? Just I can hear her, so just have her come on the screen and tell us what she knows of that poem. She might remember some lines. Hey, morning. Tell us what you know of that poem.
That's the poem I used to play for this little one from he was an infant every morning. Every morning. That's little brown baby with the sparkling brown eyes.
That's why he's got those sparkling brown eyes, right? Okay, can you say any of the words?
No, I don't think so. Right.
Okay,
Come so that's happy. I don't remember. I loved it. I love it.
Okay, so let's see.
My favorite
all right, let's see. Little Brown Baby. I didn't know that one. So Little Brown Baby. Let's see.
If you find that one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find it. You know, we're going into it right now.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Awesome way to end. Okay. Thank you so much. We're gonna play it right now. That's why I love that you are who you are. All righty, let's Little Brown Baby.
That's the same one I found.
All right.
Little brown baby with the sparkling eyes, come to your pappy and sit on his knee.
Can y'all hear that?
What you been doing, Missy?
You can?
We can.
Yes.
Okay. You can. CAN. All right, good. As long as you can, because I'm not hearing it very well. But if you got it, good.
Making sand pies? Look at that bib. You as dirty as me. Look at that mouth. That molasses, I bet. Come here, Mariah, and wipe off her hands. Bees gonna catch you and eat you up yet. Being so sticky and sweet, goodness lands. Little brown baby with the sparkling eyes. Who's Pappy's darling and who's Pappy's child? Who is it all the day never once tries for to be cross and once loses that smile? Where did you get them teeth? My, you is a scamp. What did that dimple come from in your chin? Pappy, don't you know, I believe you's a tramp. Mammy, this here's some old straggler that just got in. Let's throw her out in the sand. We don't want no stragglers laying around here. Let's get her away to the big boogeyman. I know he's a hiding around here right near. Boogeyman, come in the door. Here is a bad girl you can have to eat. Mammy and Pappy don't want her no more. Swallow her up, swallow her down from her head to her feet. There now, I thought you'd hug me up close. Go on back, Boogeyman, you shan't have this girl. She ain't no tramp, nor no straggler, of course. She's Pappy's partner and a playmate in joy. Come to your pallet now and go to your rest. Wish you could always know ease and clear skies. Wish you could stay just a child on my breast. Little brown baby with the sparkling eyes.
All righty. I didn't hear it well, but I'm going to listen to it again. For some reason, it wasn't coming through very loud on my screen.
That was creepy.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have had my baby.
That was kind of weird.
All right. I think the part that's attractive to Grandma Carol is the little brown baby with the sparkling eyes. Thank you so much, Mama Carol. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you all for going on this Paul Laurence Dunbar journey. And Kennedy, let's end us with the pledge, please. And then we will proceed to your classes.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I'm alive. I am conscious and aware. I am unique. I am who I say I am. I am the valuable global. I forever evolve inwardly and outwardly in the response to the challenge of my nature. I am the face of humanity. I am the face of humanity is my face. I contemplate myself and see everything in me. I outgrow the use of crutches. I face the challenge of being eternal. I align the cells in my body. I know each by name. That which I eat, drink, or learn, I convert into myself.
Take your time, it's there.
I walk in humility in the presence of the person. I can afford to be humble. I am afraid. I am adequate. No, I am not afraid. I am adequate. That doctrine shall prevail, which is not afraid of the person. I reject all dogmas. For it creates disorder in my personality. I'm the enemy of all dogma, for dogma is prison of the mind. I am of value. I have all the power to be what I want to be. I am a self-defining value. I have glory to being human. My name is man. My name is woman. For myself and my mandate. My mandate was the law. I entered earth as an act of will. I came to realize the promise of being of value, to realize the glory of being human, to discover more satisfying dimensions of being a person. I am alone. I have never been alone, for I shall never be alone, for I am a cluster, for I am father and mother. I am the cluster which phenomena constitute me. I am father, mother, child. I am the past, the present, and the future. I am the geodesic circle in which father and mother merge to become me. I extend myself into the child. I am the brick out of which society is built. I am the eternal person.
Proud of you for getting all the way through it and for continuing even when there were some memory lapses. All right. And so keep at it because you're really close, right? I'm very proud of you. I really want you to know that. All right. Good. All right, everybody. See you. It's math time. Anu, do you know where to go? Okay. All right. And I'm going to make sure, don't want you to get lost now. Okay. Don't want anybody to get lost. We're not leaving anybody at the train station here. So have a good day. I will see some of you during your science class. I will see others of you in falsification of African consciousness because it's Tuesday and not Thursday. So I'll have the whole group. Ha! For those of you who are not taking it on Thursday, you better be making that chess work for you because I missed you. So you best to be, I want to jump in one day and see, are you kicking butt? Okay, because if you're going to be missing falsification, you got to be kicking some butt over there in that chess. All right. All right. Bye.